Okay, sorry. We apologize. He's not on video today because he's out and about. He's grinding, getting things done. He's joining us from his vehicle. I've driven in this Skoda with Eric Francis. Our NHL insider is joining us. So have you come down that Kadri night? We talked about it on Wednesday. Then I watched it on TV. Fitting that he scores. What an event, Eric. Being there must have been off the charts. Seeing him play his thousandth.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I thought the Flames did a nice job. I think everything about it was perfect, and he said as much after the game himself. I mean, he thought it was really cool that the silver stick was the same pattern as his actual stick. He didn't know that. He just thought he was going to get a big thick piece of silver, but it's actually the pattern of his stick. It's a whole lot heavier. He wasn't ready for that. And his daughter got one too, a little mini one, and she was whipping around the rink, just dropping it and throwing it, and probably Mom was cringing every time, but that's okay. It's her stick. So, and then the little girl, it kind of went viral. His daughter read the starting lineup, and those moments are always pretty cool, but this one seemed especially kind of anyone who's got a daughter or a son and could picture themselves in that position, you could see why he was a little misty-eyed after that one.
I saw the putters. You talked about the Scotty Cameron putters that he gave to all of his teammates, and then when you guys were doing your hit, you actually had video of it. Those were a lot nicer than I thought. They were engraved with the K and the 1,000 thing. Well done.
Yeah, I mean, with teammates like that, I don't know. You bought me nachos. I don't. It's kind of not the same thing, but Jonathan Huberdeau laughed. He goes, "It's kind of weird that he's buying us gifts. Like that's not really the way it's supposed to work." The necklace that the players all chipped in and bought him had a whole lot of diamonds, and I'm not a gemologist, but I could only imagine how much the number 1,000 just filled with diamonds on his necklace cost the team. But yeah, that's a big league gift exchange, boys. Scotty Cameron's for a diamond necklace. I'm in for that anytime someone wants to do that if you want.
And for the record, you bought the nachos. You actually picked up that tab. You were confused as to why you were, but I was like, fine. That's all right. Maybe it's because I'm in Calgary. You got all that Calgary money. I'm okay with that. Why does it make sense for the Flames this year to trade Kadri?
Well, you got to cash in on him at some point, and obviously this team's not going to win anytime soon, so that's the obvious, easy argument. And he is their greatest trade chip. There's no question about it. He's their best player, and at $7 million a year because of the way the cap's gone, that is an extremely palatable number for a second-line center on any team and a first-line center on the Flames. So, that's given that this season's a write-off in terms of making the playoffs, the obvious knee-jerk reaction is, okay, start cashing out and getting some younger guys in. I get that. But the flip side of that is that he's your best player. And you also have to preserve the culture in a dressing room and have some semblance of winning in your room, moving forward. You can't just, there's a large contingent of people in this city that are on Team Tank that just want this team to win 10 games this year and have the best shot at Gavin McKenna in the draft lottery. But it's just not as simple as that. And look, I'm all for them trying to get that number one draft pick. Don't get me wrong. I think it's the smartest move they can make now to salvage this terrible season. But I just don't know if now's the time to trade Nazem Kadri. And, Murray Edwards, the owner, has now been it's been reported that he's saying there's no way we're trading Nazem Kadri. I can tell you from talking to management, they have no desire to trade Nazem Kadri anytime soon. The question to me is, will he come to them and say, guys, I love my time in Calgary, but I want to go win again, and maybe force their hand? That would be the only scenario with which they would trade Nazem Kadri this year.
Okay, we're sending you to Toronto. No, I said I want to go win again. That would be Montreal, right? Could be a good landing spot for him. I guess we can talk more about that as we go along. I want to get your take on the Team Canada jersey reveal. If you're watching the stream, I think Colson's going to throw it up here. There's a black, a red, and a white Team Canada jerseys for the Olympics. I think the women are wearing the same as the men. Obviously, they were just talking about the men. You had a chance to look at them, Eric. What do you think of those jerseys?
Well, I love the way they did the reveal. They basically just showed us the way they revealed it to the actual players at that orientation camp. So I love that. I think they look great. Look, I'm not a huge jersey guy. Like I get mad when a team goes sideways on it. I think that they look really good. They're really classic. They're classy. They're clean. They're crisp. I don't know. Those are about the only words I'd use to describe what I'm looking for in a Team Canada jersey. I don't want them going off the board. I don't want them trying new things. I want the maple leaf on the front. I want red. I want white. I like black too, but the red and white, they're classic, crisp. I got no problem with it. Like, what are you hearing from people? I can't imagine there's anybody who's like up in arms over them.
Oh no, there's obviously some people that's like, oh, I don't like those jerseys. What are they doing? It's like, come on. They, like you said, I think the kids use the word clean and crisp. Yeah. They slap. The kids would say, you know what would have been cool? If somehow, someway, remember back in the 87 Canada Cup or 88, how we had the white jersey. We had the red too with the maple leaf, but they had blue pants. I always thought that was weird that Canada wore blue pants in that.
That was a bizarre stretch. Yeah, I do believe that. Was that 87? I was there in 87.
Yeah, Hamilton.
Was like, yeah, I think it was. And yeah, that was a little bit of a departure. And look, the first time they wore the black jerseys, that was a big shocker for a lot of people. But I think we've grown to really appreciate and like them, and they're intimidating. And that I think every team has to have a black jersey, don't they? Don't all the studies say that teams win way more when they wear black? It's more intimidating.
I think you're making that up.
I'm pretty sure I saw a study. It wouldn't have been a scientific one, but anyway, it was all in vogue at one point in time, and so I think that the leaf, if I were to use the word, I'd say it pops. Like, it looks almost three-dimensional to me on the new jersey, and that's what I really do like that as well. So, look, I tried to buy. I ranted with you guys. I took my son to the Four Nations in Montreal, and we went early for the first game to buy a jersey because you couldn't get them online. They didn't make them available at Christmas. They totally screwed up that whole tournament marketing-wise. There were no jerseys to be had. We lined up an hour before the show, or before the first game. We get in there, and the only jerseys left were Sam Montembeault, which was kind of surprising because it was in Montreal, but nobody wanted the third goalie, his jersey. You could not buy a Four Nations jersey. I want to make sure I get one for my son for Christmas, for the Olympics, and I'm pretty sure they're going to make sure they're readily available. They're not going to make the same mistake as the PA made last time.
Okay, I want to end with this. Big weekend in Sask when it comes to football. CFL, obviously, the Riders hosting the BC Lions. The one thing tomorrow, at halftime, it's going to feature the thrilling Old Dutch kick to win contest, where one lucky fan will attempt a 50-yard field goal for an incredible $500,000 prize. I know a lot of people didn't listen when we were just pioneering this relationship when you were on our show. But what's the story quickly in 30 seconds or a minute where you kicked at halftime and won a hot tub?
I won $50,000 at a Stamps game, and it was a contest they'd been running for a decade in Calgary. One lucky fan would be drawn at a sporting goods store, and then he'd have all week to practice if he wanted. He'd go out, kick it with his toe, it'd go 5 yards, everybody would boo. And so I kind of approached him and said, look, I've never played football, but I played pretty good level soccer. Like, I think I could miss it left, right, maybe a little short, but at least I'm not going to get booed. Anyway, they rigged it up, so I kicked on behalf of a fan who missed right before me, and it was during a TV timeout live on TSN. I hoofed it through from 48 yards from the sideline, too, which made it even a little harder, but put it right through, won $50,000. The arrangement was if I got it, I'd give $25,000 to the fan and $25,000 to charity. So I didn't think there was anything in it for me. If I did, I probably would have kicked it 5 yards and got booed. But I ended up getting a tax receipt for like 13, 14 grand. And when you're 26 years old, that's like winning the lottery. So I ran out and bought the biggest, most expensive hot tub I possibly could.
And
every time I soaked in it, I thought of that kick, and we'd laugh, and it's good. And I've been a hot tub guy ever since. And so when I see this old Dutch thing, I just go, yeah, well, whatever. I can kick that with my left foot. Just give me a shot. Just put me in, coach.
Oh, what a way to end the week. Great story. I love it. That one never gets old. All right, my man. Have a good one. We'll catch. What's up?
I have to add, sorry. Yeah, I did parlay that into a tryout with the Hamilton Tiger Cats the next year, but that's a story for another day. And I played 2 games in the CFL, retiring with the highest kicking percentage in CFL history, 1 for 1. We'll tell that story maybe on Wednesday.
Didn't you say you have some video that we could run on that?
I'll send it to you now. I always have that ready. That's one of my favorite videos in the world. Ronnie Lancaster was my coach. Yeah, it was a good time. Okay, we'll share that one on Wednesday.
All right, buddy. Have a good weekend. We'll catch up next week.
See you, man. Cheers.